Hey everyone, my name is Haley Sutter and I'm a real estate agent here in Amarillo, Texas. And today I'm going to talk to you about the information about brokerage services form and how this protects your legal rights as a consumer. So, what is the information about brokerage services form? Well, basically, the long short of it is this tells you our legal obligation to you in the state of Texas as a consumer, whether you are buying, selling, or investing in real estate. Now, this is a one-page form. We are required to go through it with you anytime we start talking about properties in the state of Texas. It is actually law for us as realtors. So that being said, I just kind of wanted to give you a little overview of the form. The main thing that the form is going to point out in here is that we do have to put your interest above that of our own and of our brokers. Now, of course, in the state of Texas, you are entitled to legal representation. So whether you're buying or selling a home, you have the right to an agent. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Now, of course, if you're buying a home as an agent, the job would be to get you the absolute best price possible on that property. If you're selling the home, it's quite the opposite. Our job is to get you the absolute most money possible. Now, in the middle of that would be considered intermediary status. Now, what intermediary means essentially would be doing both sides of the transaction. Now, this is not something that I personally do. However, I have seen it done in the state of Texas. Now, this is not to be confused with dual agency. Dual agency is illegal in Texas, and that would be where you're representing two parties. For one, I just don't see how that's possible. But intermediary would be where you're representing one side of the transaction and someone comes in, say you have a listing and they want to purchase that home. Well, you would not be able to take them on as a client. What I personally do is I have someone step in and take over that side of the transaction. However, I have seen it done where people will still write up the offer. However, what you need to know, so say you're talking to a listing agent on a property and you're wanting to put an offer in. Well, that listing agent is working specifically for their client, which is the seller. It is not you. So they are not allowed to advise you, show you comps, and give you any kind of real information. You're kind of on your own. And at that point, you're more of a customer, was what we call it in real estate, instead of a client. Now, what does this mean for you? It means you do not have representation. It's very important to have representation. So on this form, it also talks about subagency. And subagency, what that means in the state of Texas, if you go and you're looking at properties and you do not have what's called a buyer's representation agreement with your agent, by default in the state of Texas, they are representing the seller and the seller's best interest. That's why we are required in the state of Texas to go through this form with you as soon as we meet. This form will also have all of our license information as well as our broker, license number, and all contact information. So anytime you go and meet with an agent, if it's the first time meeting with them, they should be going over this form and giving you your rights in the state of Texas.